Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a pretty busy week. It's kind of funny that, I my hours at work got cut in half, and yet uh yeah, I feel like I'm going overtime with like a lot of other things. I've just got like so many ideas that, of course I'm ADHD, so I'm kind of like, oh, I can do this now and this now and this now. And of course, I kind of jump from project to project. But I mean, that brings up a good point because, like, my therapist and I were talking the other day, and I love her. I was telling one of my friends that, she's a really great therapist. I'm so glad to have found her. But I in a sense, I think the old proverb is sometimes you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. And so apparently I had to kiss a lot of frogs to find the right therapist. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But because I was telling her that, you got to keep in mind that sometimes you're not gonna vibe with the first therapist that um that you encounter. I mean, that's okay. And they're used to that. Just sometimes you don't vibe. All right, cool. But in that instance, sometimes it's best to just say, I really appreciate what you've, done for me, but I think I might want to try, talking with somebody else. Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't have to be mean, doesn't have to be, you're fired type of thing. It's called tact, and you can, be tactful when speaking with somebody, especially a professional, and it's essentially they're there to help you on your growing journey and support you. And if you don't feel that support, then it's okay to tell them that you just like to try and see if you might be able to get along with somebody else a little bit better. It's not, I mean, they're used to, I wouldn't exactly call it rejection. It would be more, just looking in a different direction, you know? Um, so, I mean, it's human nature. You're not going to vibe with everybody. I mean, I believe I've mentioned before, that I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Okay, cool. That's freedom. Freedom of choice, and that's freedom to and it's extremely freeing for me as well to allow people to give people that freedom to not like me. What was it Greg used to say that if there's not at least one person who calls me an a-hole at my funeral, then I haven't done my job right. And I have some exes. Yes, I do still have some alive. But I have some exes that have pretty much called me every name in the book, both while I was with them and afterwards, especially afterwards. But you know what? Okay, I get it. And that's just somebody that I just don't want to be around then. And that's fine with them. They can hate me all they want over there. So, um, but like many of you, I'm sure, for much of my life, I was surrounded by people who were not conducive to my growing journey, to say the least, sometimes. Um, and I didn't find out until much later that the reason for this was that they were intimidated by me for one reason or another. Um, with my parents, of course, they were intimidated me by me because I could tell people what they were doing to me, and that would completely ruin their lives. Um, for some people, they get intimidated by me because uh, either they don't want to know the truth that horrible things can happen to good people, or, they just, or they covet me instead of love me. They want to control me. They see me as a challenge. And, you know, either way, it's, it took me a long time to figure this out and to start surrounding myself with people who would help me learn and grow. And it took a long time for me to accept that those were the type of people that I deserved in my life. Honestly, I believe that Greg was one of the first people that he wasn't intimidated by me, and he loved me from the bottom of his heart, unconditionally. And that's one of the things that I look for in people who I let into my life, is unconditional love. And it goes both ways, I am I going to appreciate and love this person unconditionally as well, or is this a learning experience where, I mean, people come into my life all the time that I learn and grow from, and just like you guys. And I appreciate you all so much because it's a learning experience. But that was one of the things that I was talking to my therapist about the other day, was distractions. She's said several times that she likes talking to me because it's like talking to another therapist. She's even asked me before, if I've separated clients from friends, and I was just like, I don't charge my friend. And she was just like, oh, I keep forgetting that you're not a therapist. Thank you. um, I know to some people that wouldn't be a compliment, but to me it is. But she asked me, I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get onto your vibrational level, because she really likes my vibrational level. And we were talking about, she said that she tries to get to this level, and but she says she finds herself distracted. And I told her about the friend that I was talking to before, who felt like she was stuck in a depression. And this friend, I had told her, maybe you're supposed to be. I was like, maybe there's something in that depression that you need to heal and learn from. And I was like, just like with physical wounds in your body, if something hurts in your body, sometimes you need to stop and pay attention to it, right? Well, it's kind of the same way when it comes to mental things, mental wounds, essentially. You know, sometimes your body's going to draw attention to it because it needs help with that. And so, and I told my therapist that sometimes I feel like distractions are essentially the same thing. It's something that the higher power has put in your path for you to learn from. you know? And um, it so sometimes you need to embrace those distractions and learn from them and figure out what you're supposed to learn from them. And she said she had said told me that maybe it might be a good idea to make a video of that. So so ta-da! So yeah, I took her advice, and there are so many things that we can learn and grow from in this world. And each thing has a reason. I'm a very firm believer that everything happens for a reason. If I was talking to another one of my friends today, and I told her, I go, can you imagine a world where I hadn't gone through this stuff, or maybe I had, but I didn't put a voice behind it? I was demure and submissive, and I didn't speak out, and I never went on the Dr. Phil show and told people about what happened to me. And uh, I hadn't helped a lot of people by doing that, by letting them know that having a voice is good, is what makes you stronger. I go, can you imagine a world where that didn't happen? She was like, oh my God, no. I was like, right? It's kind of scary. Yeah, I mean, even if I even said when I went on the Dr. Phil show, I go, the only reason I'm on here is to help other survivors cope. And it, I said, even if I only help one person, it's still worth it. It's still, honestly, I feel like it's worth everything that I've gone through. If I only help just one person, to me, that would be amazing. My therapist also asked me, she said, do you feel fulfilled in life? And, with the way your life is now. And I was like, honestly, yes, I do. I told her it's amazing and so incredibly beautiful to see the growth in people around me. And I was like, my grandmother and Greg, all pretty much, and other people who have passed on around me, didn't have any, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Monetary wealth per se when they passed. But my grandma always used to say, I may not be rich in money, but I am rich in love. And to her, that was the most amazing thing. She loved watching us grandkids, her kids, all of us grow and thrive and love. She thought that was the most beautiful thing. And I do too. She instilled that value in me. And by me quoting her and quoting Greg, that and sharing them with other people, in a sense, kind of makes them immortal. And I hear a lot of people quoting me as well. And that just makes me feel so incredibly empowered. And I love that. So, yeah, I do feel fulfilled. And I'd like, I love that feeling. And I want to share it with everybody else. So, if you like my style, like and subscribe. And leave in the comments just anything that you'd like to talk about. I'd love to hear it. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. I can't talk.